Hey everyone, especially to you ma'am. Welcome to this video. So today we will be discussing the module 11, which is about helping others, and this will be the continuation of discussing of Mr. Munoz, since we are pair in this topic, and he will be the first reporter and I am the second reporter. So, first topic ko is self-conscious emotions. So, self-conscious emotions is embarrassment and guilt can significantly impact our willingness to help others. If we anticipate feeling embarrassed while helping others, we may less be likely to offer assistance. Conversely, guilt can be used to induce helping behavior. In a study of participants who were in positive mood and made to feel guilty were more likely to offer help. Feeling obligated to help plays a role in the impact of guilt on helping behavior. So, for example nito is, may nakita kang isang tao sa daan na may sasakyan tapos na flat yung tire niya, is dito na papasok yung embarrassment and guilt. So, if ikaw na nakakita nun is if knowledgeable ka about sa pagpapalit ng mga tires or is hindi ka mag-worry sa kahit anong bagay. Kung ang may isip mo lang is tutulungan mo siya agad na magawa ng paraan yung problema niya about tires. Pero kung ikaw na walang alam sa ganung bagay is parang magdadalawang isip ka na tulungan siya, kasi parang papasok sa isip mo na wala kang knowledge about doon at hindi mo alam kung ano ang pwede mong gawin. Ang embarrassment and guilt is ito na yung parang pumipigil sa atin na tumulong sa iba or sa kagustuhan nating tumulong sa iba. Kapag inaasahan natin na makaramdam tayo ng guilt nga or yung tinatawag pa na hiya is maaring hindi tayo makaalok ng tulong sa iba. So, dito naman sa pangalawa is ito naman yung feeling good. So, dito is ipinapaliwanag na mas madaling makatulong ang mga tao kapag maganda ang kanilang mood kumpara sa mga taong nasa masama ang mood or bad mood. So, maaring ito ay dahil sa magagandang karanasan tulad ng pagiging mataas sa isang pagsusulit, pagkakakita ng pera sa kalsada, or pakikinig sa mga uplifting o professional na musika. So, nabanggit din dito na ang mga maayos na amoy sa paligid tulad ng amoy ng niluluto na kape ay maaari magdulot ng mas mataas na antas ng positibong damdamin at pagtulong. May mga pagkakataon din na tayo ay nagtutulong dahil sa ating pangangailangan o aprobasyon. Halimbawa na lang ng pagtulong sa matanda mula sa nasusunog na gusali. Maaari nating makamit ang atensyon o pahayagan. Ang mga ganitong pagkilos ay maaari magbigay sa atin ng positibong damdamin tungkol sa ating sarili. Next is gender. So, there are gender differences in prosocial behavior. So, men are more likely to help in heroic or chivalrous situations. So, while women tend to engage in nurturant expressions of aid. A study conducted by Egley in 2009 further supported these differences, showing that women specialize in communal and relational prosocial behaviors, while men engage in behaviors that are collectively oriented and agentic. So these differences are influenced by factors such as the division of labor, hormones, individual traits, and social expectations. These factors mediate of how gender roles influence behavior in terms of our social actions. So the examples of heroic situations that men are more likely to help is in a dangerous situations like yung car accident. So men are more likely to step in and help taking on a heroic role. So they might rush to provide immediate assistance such as pulling someone out of a burning car or administrating a first aid. Next example is nurturant expressions of aid. So on the other hand, women are more likely to engage in nurturant expressions of aid. So for example is women are more likely to offer emotional support, comfort to someone who is going through a difficult time, providing a listening ear and offering an empathy and understanding. Next one is empathy. So before we can understand empathy, we need to distinguish it from sympathy. So sympathy is when you feel compassion, pity, or sorry for another due to the hardships they have experienced. And empathy is when you put ourselves in another person's shoes and vicariously experience their perspective in doing so we can feel sympathy and compassion for them. So when we say sympathy is ito na yung nakakaramdam ka ng pity or awa sa isang tao based sa nakikita mo paghihirap nila. So kapag nakita mo or nakita mo yung hardships or paghihirap nila is dito na pumapasok yung sympathy kasi nakakaramdam ka ng awa sa mga experience at paghihirap na pinagdaanan nila. So, ang empathy naman is ito na yung halimbawa ako is nilalagay ko yung sarili ko sa sitwasyon niya, sa sitwasyon na na-experience niya or nangyayari sa kanya. So, parang sinasabi ko na kung ako yung nasa kalagayan niya, ano ba yung mararamdaman ko? So, kapag parang naisip ko na yon is doon na papasok yung tinatawag na empathy kasi nailalagay ko na yung sarili ko sa sitwasyon niya. So, yun na yung tinatawag na empathy. Pag nailagay na natin yung sarili natin sa sitwasyon niya at nakaramdam na doon na rin pumapasok yung sympathy. Kasi habang nai-compare natin or ano natin yung sitwasyon niya is papasok na doon yung sympathy kasi nakakaramdam na din tayo ng awa or na-feel sorry tayo sa sitwasyon na nararamdaman nila. Here are some examples of empathy and the empathy altruism hypothesis. So, first is empathy in action. So, example nito is meron kang isang kaibigan na that is going through a breakup. So, nilalagay mo yung sarili mo sa sitwasyon niya para maintindihan mo yung nararamdaman niya. So, dahil dun sa ginawa mong yun is nakakaramdam ka ng empathy sa kaibigan mo. Tapos, it leads for you to offer him emotional support and lend him listening ears and provide comfort during her through times. So, the next example is empathy, altruism in helping. So, dito is, let's say na meron kang nakitang pulube sa isang daan na naghihirap or parang nagugutom, tapos if nakaramdam ka ng strong sense ng empathy is hindi ka magdadalawang isip na tulungan siya kahit nang hindi ka tulungan siya without expecting anything in return. So magbibigay ka ng pagkain or ng mga damit or even connect them with the local resources or assistance. Next example is low empathy and a logistical motivation. So, in a different scenario, so imagine witnessing someone in distress, but you don't feel a strong sense of empathy towards them. So, if you have an easy opportunity to escape the situation without helping, you may be more inclined to prioritize your own comfort and reduce your own distress by not offering assistance. So, ang behavior na ito is naka-align siya sa a logistical motivation described in the empathy altruism hypothesis. Naman is high empathy and altruistic behavior. So, dito naman is conversely is meron kang high level of empathy sa taong nakita mo na may distress. So, you are more likely na tulungan siya kesa sa hindi. So, your empathetic response is drive you to prioritize their well-being and offer assistance even if it requires personal effort or sacrifice. So, social exchange theory suggests that our helping behavior is driven by a minimax strategy where we seek to maximize reward and minimize cost. So, according to this theory, there are no truly altruistic acts as we help others only when the benefits to use outweigh the cost. So, for example, is you are deciding whether to volunteer at a homeless shelter during Thanksgiving. So, you consider the cost involved, such as spending less time with family or missing out on holidays activities or sacrificing personal time. So, on the other hand, you also considered the benefits of helping, such as feeling good about yourself because you make a positive impact on someone else's life by contributing in our community or gaining recognition for community service hours. So, dito sa example na to is, nag-decide ka na mag-volunteer sa isang shelter. So, pero nagdadalawang isip ka kasi kung mag-join ka dito sa shelter na ito or mag-volunteer ka is, masasacrifice mo yung time mo by spending your family or madami kang mami-miss out na activities or masasacrifice mo yung personal time mo. Pero ang the other hand, ang nasa isip mo din is magiging benefit ito sa sarili mo kasi nakatulong ka or nagkaroon ka ng positive impact sa life ng ibang tao based dun sa matutulungan mo sa pag-volunteer mo dun sa homeless shelter.